बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आमीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। Arithmetic and geometric progressions, work done by Miss Bisma Sami of class 2021 the Lyceum. An important advice for me and for everyone: neither cheat nor help in cheating in any way. Question number 1. The first term of an arithmetic progression is 8 and the common difference is d, where d is not equal to 0. The first term, the fifth term and the eighth term of this AP are the first three terms of a GP with common ratio R. This question is very important. The first term, the fifth term and the eighth term are first three consecutive terms of GP. So the easiest way to solve this type of question is this. I'm sorry. AP and GP. The first term like 8. The next is 8 plus 4D. And the next one is 8 plus 7D. These are first three consecutive terms of the GP. This is the easiest way to solve this type of questions. You all know for common ratio we write T2 upon T1, T3 upon T2. This is the formula of the common ratio when three consecutive terms of GP are given. So by substituting the values into this formula, we can get the value of D. So 8 plus 4D upon 8, 8 plus 7D upon 8 plus 4D. And this is equal to R, but you need to solve these two for D. So after cross multiplication, after solving these two, we will get the value of D, and the value of D is minus half. By substituting the value of D into this equation, you can substitute D either here or here, but I think this is simple, so substitute D here for R. Therefore R will be 3 upon 4. This is R. So this is the easiest way to solve these type of questions. We had to find R and D. Now the next part of this question is don't use this method. This is the complicated way. Use this method whenever three consecutive terms are given. Always use this formula. Find the sum to infinity of the GP. Now this is so simple. We have the first term 8. We have R. This is the sum to infinite formula. By substituting the values of A and R into this formula, we can get the answer. Now the last part of this question is find the sum of the first 8 terms. This is so simple. Of AP, we have the first term of AP. We have the value of D as well. This is the formula of sum of SN formula of GP AP. It's n upon 2 2a n minus 1 times t. This is the answer, 50. So this question is over. This second question is simple. I'm trying to take the difficult question in this lecture. Find the sum of all these multiples of 5 between 100 and 300. Inclusive. Now this is very important, inclusive. That means 100 and 300 both are inclusive. We have to count these two as well. So the first number is 100. The second number must be 105. This will be the sequence. 100, 105, 110, up to and including 300. I'm sorry. So first we need to work for n. I mean, how many terms are there from 100 and 300 inclusive? So there are 41 terms. By using this formula L A plus n minus d, we can get the number of terms of this sequence. There are 41 terms, so we need S41. So by using this formula n upon 2 2a n minus 1 times d, we can get the answer. We could also use the formula n upon 2 a plus l, because we have the first term and the last term. So you have option, you can use any formula. A GP has a common ratio minus 2 upon 3 and the sum of the first term is 35. For first three terms is 35. So S3 is given is 35 and the common ratio is also given minus 2 upon 3. So by using this formula, Sn formula, we can get the value of A. Now we need sum to infinity. This is the formula of sum to infinity. We have A, we have R, we can easily get the sum to infinity. Next question. Question number 7. Second part. So the first part is simple. Okay, let me discuss first part as well. The first and second terms of an AP are this and this. The sum of the first m terms is 0. Find the value of m. So Sm is 0. First term is 161, second term is 154, therefore D will be minus 7. D is the common difference of any two consecutive terms. So T2 minus T1 is D. Sm is 0. So by equating Sm to 0, we can get the value of m. Second part, a GP in which all the terms are positive has common ratio R. The sum of the first n terms is less than 90% sum to infinity. Now let me solve this question in an easier way. Which page is this? Question 7. This page is here. Let me add a page here. Now I solve this question here. It's mentioned sum of n terms is less than 90% sum to infinity. Sum of n less than, this is the part B of that question, 7 part B, 90% sum to infinity. So this is the formula of Sn, A times 1 minus R to the power n over 1 minus R 0.9 A upon 1 minus R. This is the formula of sum to infinity. By cancelling these two and this A with this A, we can get the answer, 0.1. I think we had to show this thing. Yeah, this is the easiest way of solving this question. I'm sorry. Question number 9. A television quiz show takes place every day. On day 1, the prize money is $1,000. If this is not 1, the prize money is increased for day 2. The prize money is increased in a similar way every day until it is 1. The television company considered the following two different models for increasing the prize money. The first model is AP because prize money is increased by $1,000 each day. This is the constant amount, and constant amount means AP. Increase the prize money by 10%. This is the percentage, that means ratio, so this is GP. On each day that the prize money is not won, the television company makes a donation to charity. The amount donated is 5% of the value of the prize on that day. After 40 days, the prize money has still not been won. Calculate the total amount donated to the charity. This is so simple. We just need S40 first, and then we will take 5%. So this is AP. The first term is 1000, second term is 2000, and so on. We need S40 for this, and we will take 5% of S40. So charity will be 5% of S40. This is S40. Let me write this here. S40, 5% of S40. 5% of S40 in both the cases. So this is the amount. This is 2A n minus 1 D, and this is n upon 2. Same is here, 5% of S40 for GP. This is the sum of Sn formula for GP. A 1 minus R to the power n over 1 minus R. The answer is up to 3 significant figure. And the R is 1.10. 10% increase means 1.10, 110%. This question is important. A circle is divided into 6 sectors in such a way that the angles of the sectors are in AP. The angle of the largest sector is 4 times the angle of the smallest sector. So T6, this is given. The smallest sector will be T1. And this equation is given. T6 is 4 times that of T1. Given that the radius of the circle is 5, find the perimeter of the smallest sector. So this equation is given, and you all know the sum of angles of circle is 2 pi. There are 6 sectors. You can suppose this as sector 1. So this is T1. Then this will be the second sector, third sector, fourth one, the fifth one, and this is the sixth one. So the angle of the sixth sector is 4 times that of T1. So this is the equation number 1, and this is the equation number 2, because sum of angles of circle is always 2 pi. So by using these two equations, we can get the value of A and D. So this is from equation 1, A, and this is the equation 2, S6 2 pi. By solving these two equations simultaneously, we will get the value of A and D. Now, perimeter of sector is very simple. You all know the perimeter formula of any sector is if this is the sector, smallest sector, they are talking about the smallest sector. Let's suppose this is the smallest sector with angle T1. This is R, and this is the arc length. And you know the formula of arc length is R theta. sorry, RT1 in this case. So radius is given 5 and r theta is here, so we can easily get the perimeter, which is exact value is 10 plus 2 pi upon 3 and in decimal 12.1. I'm sorry. In this question, the second equation was very important. You have to make this equation yourself. Part B, the first, second and third terms of a GP are 2k, k plus 6 and k. The first, second and third term, the three consecutive terms are given. You know that formula T1 plus this formula. R is T2 upon T1 and T3 upon T2. By using this formula, we can easily get the value of k. And then we can easily get the value of R. And hence we can find the sum to infinite. By substituting k12 here, we can get the value of R. And the value of R will be 2 upon 3. Question number 13. An AP contains 25 terms and this first term is minus 15. The sum of all the terms in the progression is 5 to 5. The common difference of the progression. So this is so simple. We have the first, we have n and a. So we have n, we have a. So we can, and we have some S25 as well. So by using the formula of Sn, we can get the value of t. The last term, this is so simple. We know the formula of last term. It's L is equal to a plus n minus 1 times t. So this is L. S20, the sum of all the positive terms. All right, this is important. Sum of all the positive terms. See, the first term is minus 15. The second will be, according to D, minus 12. Then the next one will be minus 9, minus 6, minus 3. So there are 5 negative terms. And the next term is 0 and the next term will be 3 and so on. So there are 5 terms which are negative. That means there will be 20 terms which are positive. So we need S20 with A0. Make sure you will take A0 here because you are taking this sequence. The sequence for positive numbers. So A will be 0 and there will be 20 terms because these are 5 terms. Part B, a college agrees a sponsorship deal in which grants will be increased each year for sports equipment. This grant will be 4,000 into 2012 and will increase by 5% each year. This is the GP model. Calculate the value of the grant in 2022. This is the specific year. You need the amount in 2022, a specific term. So you just need to count the years. Both years are inclusive, so there will be 13 years. I'm sorry, there will be 11 years because this number is 10. When both are inclusive, therefore this will be 11. So make sure you will always count years inclusive. Take years inclusive. So T11. This is the Tn formula of GP. That's the answer. The total amount. See, it's mentioned inclusive here. So years are always inclusive in AP and GP, especially in GP. So these will be 11 years. So we need S11. Let me do the working here. S11 will be A 1 minus R to the power 11 1 minus R. Sorry. Now this question is very important. 15. I'm sorry. The first two terms of an AP are 1 and cos square x. show that the sum of the first 10 terms can be expressed in this form: a minus b sine square x. So this is so simple. We have a, we have d. By using n formula of AP, we can easily prove this. We need to express our answer in terms of sine, so we need to express cos square in terms of sine square by writing 1 minus sine square x. Cos square x as 1 minus sine square x. So here is the answer, and the values of A and B are: A is 10 and B is 45. The first two terms of a GP are 1 and 1 upon 3 tan square theta, where theta is between 0 and pi by 2. Find the set of values of theta for which the progression is convergent. Convergent means the R must lie between minus 1 and 1. Whenever it says the sequence is converged, that means the value of R must lie between minus 1 and 1, because for these values S infinite exists. So this is the value of R, T2 upon T1. So we have two possibilities: minus 3 to 0 and 0 to 3. So we will ignore this possibility because over here this tan is negative, so it can be in second quadrant or fourth quadrant. So we will just solve this part. So by taking tan inverse here and here, we'll get the answer. The answer is pi by 3, 0 and pi by 3. So I solved this part because the domain says you can only work in first quadrant. So this is so simple. By taking square root here, here and here, we have got this thing. And then by taking tan inverse of 0 and tan inverse of root 3, we can get this answer. The second part, find the exact value of the sum to infinity when theta is pi by 6. This is so simple. Let me solve the second part here. Sum to infinity. It's a upon 1 minus r. So a is 1 and r is tan square theta upon 3. Tan, and the value of theta is given pi by 6. So this has a square over 3. Tan pi by 6 is 1 upon root 3. And after the square, it will become 1 upon 3. And this 3 is here. Let me write this in a right way. Like proper way. This is the proper way. So this will become 1 minus 1 upon 9. This 3 will come here. This will become 8 upon 9. So the final answer is 9 upon 8. This is the sum to infinite. I'm sorry. This was B part 2. This question is very simple. Sn, this thing is given. We need the value of A and D. There are two methods to solve this question. Number one, you just need to write Sn formula here and comparing the coefficient method. Use comparing the coefficient method and get the value of Sn. Now this is the second way, the other way. And I think this method is easier than this method, the first method. Get the value of S1. It will be 9 from this equation. Then get the value of S2. This will be, I guess, 4 plus a to the 16, 20. So S2 minus S1 is 20 minus 9 makes 11. let me check this. S1 is 9, S2 minus S1 is 11. This is right. So we have we have A. S1 means 9 means A is 9. So this is the second term. S2 minus S1 means what? Let me first explain this thing. S2 minus S1 will give you T2. So 20 minus 9 will give you T2, the term, second term, which is 11. And T1 is, we already have found T1. T1 was 9. So D is T2 minus T1, which is I guess 2, and A is 9. So this is the another way of solving this question. And this method is, I think, easier than the first method. In this method, I found the first two terms. I found S1, I substituted 1 here, and then I substituted 2 here for S2, and S2 minus S1 is T2. So this is T2, this is T1, D is T2 minus T1, and T1 is A. Second part. In a GP, the second term is 9 less than the first term. That means, for example, if the first term is 100, then second term will be 91. That means first term is greater than the second term. You can write this as T1 is greater than T2, and by how much? 9. This equation is given. Make sure you understand this equation. So this is by using this equation T1 minus T2 9, we can get the value of A and R. You can also write this as this equation. This student used this method. T1 minus 9 is T2. She used this equation over here. And with the help of this equation, she got the value of A in terms of R first. And then it was given the sum of the second and third terms is 30. It's mentioned here. T2 plus T3 is 30. So this is the second equation. By solving these two simultaneously, we can have the value of R and A. In this question, only this equation was important. This part was important. Again, we have a question regarding circle. A circle is divided into n sectors. The angles of sectors are in AP. The smallest two angles are 3 and 5. T1 is given, T2 is given, and the question is find n. This is so simple because you know Sn is 360 degree. By using this formula with A, 3 and D2, we can easily get the value of n. Just this equation is important. Sn is 360 degrees. This is an important question, and this will be the last question of this class. An athlete runs the first mile of a marathon in 5 minutes. A is 5, His speed reduces in such a way that each mile takes 12 seconds longer than the preceding mile. That means D is 12. So the sequence will be, if you will make the sequence, it will be like this. I'm sorry. 5 minutes means 300 seconds, then 312, then 324, and so on. And for this number, n is 1, 2, 3, and so on. Given that the nth mile takes 9 minutes, let's suppose this is the nth mile, it takes 9 minutes. 9 minutes means 540 seconds. So we have we need what? We need the value of n. So we have the L. This is, if you will read this term, this will be Tn, this will be T3, this will be T2, this will be T1, this term is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is Tn. By using Tn formula, we can easily get the value of n. So the value of n is 21. Assuming that the length of the marathon is 26 miles, find the total time in hours and in minutes to complete the marathon. This is so simple. 26 upon 2, 10, which is A, 2A. This student solved this question in a minutes form. Let me check this. 26 upon 2 is fine. 2A, 5 minutes is fine. N minus 1, like 26 is also fine. D. What is D? She took D as 1 upon 5. And yeah, she used this thing. She solved the question in minutes form. It's fine. You could also solve the question in seconds form, and then you can convert the answer in hours and minutes. It's your choice. So 195 minutes, 3 hours and 15 minutes. You could also solve this question through that sequence which I have made over here. So according to that sequence, the answer will be, this will be the way. 26 upon 2, 2A. 2A means 600, 25, and D is 12. You will get your answer in seconds. Then you just need to divide your answer by 360 to get the answer in hours. 3600. Then you will get like 3 point something, like 3.25 most probably. So this means 3 hours, and 25 hours means 25.25 into 60 to convert this into seconds, minutes. 3 hours and 15 minutes. So you have option, you can use any method. The next part is simple. GP part is simple. I'm leaving it is. Let me check if there is another important question. This question is very important. Let me discuss the solution of this question. 3 geometric progressions P, Q, and R are such that their sums to infinity are the first 3 terms of an AP. Now you need to get the sum to infinity of P. The sum to infinity of P is 4. It's here. Then you need to get the sum to infinity of Q. It's 4.5. Now they are saying, this is so important, must go through the question carefully. Their sums to infinity are the first 3 terms. This thing is very important of an AP. Meaning this is the first term of the AP. This is the second term of the AP. What about the third term? If the first term is 4, second is 4.5, then the third will be 5. Because the difference is 0.5. Find the sum to infinity of the progression R. This is the progression R. And its sum to infinity will be 5. because the sum to infinity of the progression R will be the third term of the AP. So that will be 5. This is the answer of the sum to infinity of the sequence R. Now the next part, given that the first term of R is 4, find the sum of the first three terms of R. This is so simple. We have A4 and we have sum to infinity as well, which is 5. This is 4. We can easily get the value of R, and then we can easily get the sum. This is R, and this is the sum of first three terms formula. We have another question regarding convergent. The first term of a geometric progression is root 3, second term is this, and theta lies between these two. Find the set of values of theta for which the sequence is progression. Convergent. Convergent, Convergent means R must lie between -1 and 1. This is R, T2 upon T1. So by shifting root 3 here and here, we have this, and then bring 2 here and here, because we have to make cos theta subject. So when we will take inverse of this cos, like this, cos theta is root 3 upon 2, because we are working for basic angle, we'll get pi by 6. So since cos is in first quadrant and in second quadrant, because cos is negative here and it's positive here, so cos must be in these two quadrants. So this angle is pi by 6, the basic is pi by 6, and the answer will be 5 pi by 6. So the range will be pi by 6 to 5 pi by 6. This means second quadrant, and this means first quadrant. Part A is also important. The first term of an AP is this, and the difference is this. Find the value of the first positive term. This is so simple. First positive term means L should be greater than 0. L should be positive. So by using the formula of L greater than 0, we will get N, which is 132. So T 132 is 5. This is the first positive term. First get the value of N, and then get the term. No, 132 in this case. This is the last question of this class, this lecture. Sorry. A ball is such that when it is dropped from a height of 1 meter, it bounces vertically from the ground to a height of 0.96 meters. It continues to bounce on the ground, and each time the height of the ball is reduced. Two different models A and B are described. The height reach is reduced by 0.04. This is the AP model. D is negative 0.4. A is given 0.96. And we need find the total distance 21st time up and down by the ball from the first time it hits the ground until it hits the ground from the 21st time. Now this is important. You have to count from the first time to 21st time. So 21 minus 1 makes 20 times. So we need S20. And we are working only for upward distances. S20 upwards. They are asking find both up and down, but we will work for up distances, and then we will multiply our answer by 2. So 20 upon 2, 2 into 0.96, 2a, n minus 1, d. This is the total upward distance. So by multiplying this by 2, we can get both the distances. Model B is GP. So S20, again we are working for the upward distances. A is 0.96 and this is the total upward distances, and by multiplying this by 2 we will get both the distances. Part 2, show that under model B even there is no limit. No limit means sum to infinite, S infinite. To the number of times the ball bounces, the total vertical distances traveled after the first time it hits the ground cannot exceed 48 meters. This is so simple. We have A, we have R, we can easily get this part. So S infinite, A is 0.96 and R is also 0.96. So 24, this is the total upward distances and we need both upward and downward. So multiply this by 2. S infinite is 48. We had to show S infinite 48. We had to show this thing in fact. Let me tell you, reduced by 4% means R is 96%, which is 0.96. Well, this is all. I hope this lecture will help you all to understand this chapter in detail. I tried to discuss the important questions of this chapter in this lecture. And to understand this chapter well, you should watch all my lectures regarding this chapter on the channel, on this channel. This is an advice for me and for everyone. Be honest. Good luck. Allah Hafiz.